Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stamping Squad. So I'm just going to chat a little bit here to start with and wait for a few friends to join me. Let me refresh my computer screen here so I can see what is going on. But today is February 19th. It's a Sunday, and it's a little bit cloudy here in Southern California where I am. So I hope it's nice wherever you are. And I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. It's a holiday weekend, so there are a lot of people who would normally work on a Monday that don't have to work tomorrow. So that's fun. That's fun. If that's you, let me know if you're going to have a day off tomorrow. I think around here, it's a good weekend for people who like winter sports to head off to the local mountains and do some skiing and snowboarding and that sort of thing. So, yeah, that might be you. That might be you. And if you're not in Southern California, you could be doing all kinds of things. You can let me know in the comments. Let me pull this up so I will be able to read your comments as we go. Okay. Oh, I see Patty. Hi, Patty. Yay! Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So just tell me where you're watching from as you're jumping on, because I always like to see where everybody is. Last time we did a Facebook Live, we had someone joining us from New Jersey. So that was kind of fun. Some of the YouTube subscribers are starting to find their way over here to Facebook because I'm not doing lives on YouTube, but I've decided to start doing them here. So if you are coming over from YouTube, welcome. I'm glad that you found us. And I see Tasha is here, so hello Tasha. Hope you're having a good afternoon. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera down and we can talk about cards, because that's why we're here. We're here to talk about cards. So hold on just a minute. All right, let's see if I can get you guys leveled and adjusted so everything will make sense as we are making our cards. Can you hear my dogs? There must be somebody outside, so they're getting pretty excited. Okay, so here's the card that I chose to show you today, and I'm going to do the steps so that you can make one too, if you so desire. This paper is really gorgeous. Let me show you. The paper is actually a free item that you can get during celebration, which is just going to the end of this month, so we don't have much longer. Today's 19th. It only goes until the 28th. So if you like this paper, you don't have too much time to get it. So act fast. Act fast. This is the pack of paper that I am using today. It's called Favored Flowers, and this pack of paper is free with your $50 product purchase, as I said, until the end of this month. And while we can see it there in that little brochure, I thought I would pull out some of the sheets so you can see them, what they really look like, because sometimes the brochures and the catalogs don't really, just don't really come through. The colors it's impossible to come through. So I'm going to make an attempt and see if you can see it a little bit better on Facebook Live today. So you'll notice that these pieces are all cut up because I've been using this paper a lot. The sheets are 12 by 12 before you cut into them. They're 12 by 12, so large sheets of paper. So I'll just flip through here so you can see each one. The biggest colors here are kind of purple, like light and dark purple. And also, this is kind of a petal pink color and calypso coral. Really, really gorgeous. I love this one because it's all mixed together. And then you can see I've been cutting holes in here because I've been cutting out flowers, more purples and more of the pink and calypso coral. So what's on the back? The back of the Stampin' Up! Papers, as you know, is always gorgeous. So here are the back sides. And they're really great colors that would be useful in a lot of projects, even if you were doing something that didn't have flowers in it. These would be good colors. So that is the paper pack that we are drawing from today. And you'll notice in the card, I've got a thank you sentiment there. And I just pulled out one of my old stamp sets. If you have this one, it's called Sweet Strawberry, and there's the thank you right there. I pulled that one out. So the nice thing about this card is that you can use any sentiment you want to. I've got thank you. You might want happy birthday or get well soon or something else. But you could use any sentiment that you wanted to. All right, so let's get started. This is a piece of basic white cardstock, and it is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So it's scored so we can fold it in half. And I'm going to grab my bone folder and do just that. I'm going to fold it in half and then use my bone folder to burnish the edge here so we get a really nice crisp crease on our card. And we need some other things. We need a piece of basic black cardstock, and this piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Then we also need a piece. I had to retrieve it off the floor. It fell on the floor. Okay, so we need a piece of that designer series paper, the Favored Flowers, and this piece is 2.5 by 3.5. And two more little pieces. This one is 1.5 by 4.5. And lastly, this piece is, it's 1 inch by 3 inches. So to get started here, why don't we just go ahead and glue these pieces onto our black cardstock so I don't keep throwing them on the floor and having to reach down and grab them. That way they will stay on the desk here. So I'm just going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue, which I love. Doesn't take much, little dab will do you. And I like it because when you put your cardstock or your designer series paper down, it gives you just a few moments where you can make some adjustments, where you can scoot things around just a little bit if it didn't go exactly in the spot you wanted it to when you first put it down. Okay. And this one goes right here. I'm just putting it right up against this piece along the bottom. And we'll press everything down. Thanks, Patty. I think it's pretty too. The paper really does all the work here. So it's hard to go wrong with this paper. And hey, Tasha. Yeah, I love this design too. Okay, now I think I'll go ahead and adhere this onto my card base. So a little liquid glue and put it right down here, press it down, and I'm actually going to turn this over. I'm going to use my bone folder just to press it well, make sure the glue is distributed so we don't end up with any bumps or anything in our project. And now let's stamp. So I've got just a little scrap of basic white cardstock here. And I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper just so I don't get any ink on my work surface here. And I've already mounted the stamp, thank you. And I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So let me ink up this stamp. That looks pretty good. And let's see if I can stamp this. Sometimes it's not easy. I'm trying not to bump my phone with my head and still get it stamped. There we go. That's good. Okay, and it looks like I stamped it a little bit nearer the top edge of this, so I think I'm going to cut off just a little bit, trim it just a little bit. So it looks like it's a little more in the middle. There we go. All right, that's better. That's centered a little bit better. Now, I need a banner, and I've got some different pieces and parts here. I need a banner to put this on, and this is one that I had already punched out, but let me show you how that's done. So this one, I've just punched one end. What I used was this punch. It's got two different designs for the end of your paper or your cardstock, and you'll see these different tracks in here. So you can use different widths of paper and it will slide it right in and keep it centered for you as you punch the ends of your paper. So we've already done one end. Let me do the other end here. So I'm just gonna feed that down in here, and I like to turn it over and look on the back side and just make sure that I'm centered and it's gonna be even before I squeeze that shut, and it creates that great little banner end. I love this punch. You can cut the banner by hand, but I'm not great at doing that and getting it even. If I'm just doing one end, not too bad. But to get both ends even, that is not my forte. So this is a little bit longer than I want it to be. So I'm just gonna trim the ends of it as well. So trim that end and trim this end. There we go. And now that's gonna fit on there really nicely. Let me get rid of some of the trash here. So let's adhere our sentiment on top of this banner. There we go. Press it down a little bit. And then this is just going to get glued on our card. So grab the glue again. The glue is my friend today. And let's see. Let's put it about right here. And now I've already cut this out. I just cut this out of a piece of the designer series paper. And you'll notice that I left a little margin, a little black margin around the edges. So this is not hard to do. It's not hard to cut out. And I'm gonna put some dimensionals on the back of this. So it pops it up a little bit from the front of my card. And let's take the backing off of these. Okay, there we go. And I think I'll just put this right there. So that is really just so pretty with those flowers. I did go ahead and tie a little bow with some ribbon that I had in one of the coordinating colors. And so now I'm just going to take a glue dot and I'm going to press my bow onto the glue dot. And then I can just peel it off here and then press it onto my card. There we go. So what do you think? Super easy, huh? Very easy. Just paper and one stamp. It looks so nice. Then one other thing that I have done as I've been making these cards. Let me go back and pull a piece of this designer series paper again. Because I want to show you. So I was cutting things out here. But then if you look, you'll see on the edges, there are some images that are not whole, right? The whole thing is not there. It's just partial. And at first I thought, well, that's too bad. I won't be able to use that. But I figured out, yes, I can use that because for the inside of my card, and here I've cut one of those partial pieces that was on the edge. So for the inside of my card, I can just put it on the edge like this. What do you think about that? Let's see, there or here. I kind of like it down here. I'm going to put it there. So if you're using some designer series paper and it has images on it and you want to cut them out, don't throw away the ones that are along the edge because you can use those too. We don't want to waste our paper, right? We want to use every bit of it because it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So now we have a nice decoration on the inside of our card as well. Okay, so that was the card I wanted to show you today. Oh, and then let me ask you a question. Who is on Team No Naked Envelopes? Because I am on Team No Naked Envelopes. So here's my envelope to go with this card. And all I did was take a piece of designer series paper, glue it on the flap of the envelope, and then trim it. That's it. And now we have a gorgeous envelope. I mean, you can buy very expensive stationery that has details like this, right? But we can do this ourselves. So now who would not love to get that in the mail, right? So I have a question for you. Have you had enough, or do you want to do another card? Because I have one other style that we could do if you're up for it. So I'm going to give you just a minute. Tasha, no naked envelopes. Yep. Tasha makes some beautiful envelopes. She makes many of her own envelopes, which I am not, I'm not there. I'll buy the envelope and decorate it, but yeah, I'm not making my envelopes yet. She's challenging me. She's challenging me. Okay. Oh, Patty and Tasha, or you both say, let's do it. Okay, we will do it. So here's another card using that same paper, but it's just a little different style. And this one is even easier than the last one. Okay, this one's super easy. So let's grab the pieces that we need. First, the card base on this one is black. So here's my 5.5, 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So let's start by folding that in half. Burnishing. Actually, let me do that a little bit more to make that want to lie down a little bit better. And then bring it back over here. We just have one large piece of this paper that we're going to glue on the front. So let's do that. Okay, get it on there straight. And we do need to stamp. So I'm gonna pull this piece. Oh, I didn't tell you the size of this. So this piece of Designer Series paper is 4 inches by 5 1/4. 4 inches by 5 1/4. And now this little piece, we're gonna use this side, and this one is 1.5 inches by 4 inches. 1.5 by 4. And I am going to use a stamp. I'm going to use something different than I used on the card I just showed you. I'm going to use a stamp that says, I love that we are friends. And that stamp is from the Country Bouquet stamp set, which is in the mini catalog right now. And we use this a lot around Valentine's Day. But that stamp I'll use for a lot of things. I love that we are friends. That is a great stamp. So again, I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So let me ink up this stamp. And just stamp this on here. And I'll hold it for just a moment. There we go. I love that we are friends. So, you know, many times we make cards, as we did with the one just a few minutes ago, we will stamp our sentiment on cardstock. But here, I just went ahead and stamped it directly on the Designer Series paper. So that makes it even easier. We don't have to go to the trouble to cut a piece of cardstock for our sentiment. We can just stamp it on the Designer Series paper. So let's glue this on. Okay, put it right about here. See if I can get it straight. That looks pretty straight to me. And now I want to decorate it with some flowers, so I already cut out some flowers for us. So I chose this one with the 2 purple flowers. And I'm going to take some dimensionals and just pop it up right on here. Let's see, how do we want to do it? I think that way looks the best. So let's do it like that. All right. Dimensionals, dimensionals. It's amazing how things can get lost on a small disc. usually because I set something on top of them and then I can't find them. And here we go. Take the backing off. And let me see. I think I'll put it right there. So the last one that we made, we put a little bow on it. This one lets you some bling. I'm gonna use these champagne rhinestone basic jewels. Let me get my take your pick tool. And so let's pull a few of these. Put this one right here, right next to our sentiment, and then let's put a couple smaller ones up here. There we go. That's pretty. And it's black on the inside, so we can't write on that. Well, we could, but yeah, the person who received the card wouldn't be able to read it very easily. So let's grab a piece of white cardstock to go on the inside. And let's decorate it. Let's do what we did a minute ago and use a piece from the edge of our designer series paper. I kind of like that. Let's do that. Little glue. And I'm just gonna pop this right up in the corner. Line it up with the edge. Press it down. And now we just need to put that in here. You know, I do, once in a while, Stampin' Up! Comes out with a paper that has a black background. And I always love those. You know, there's something about that that really sets off the flowers. Let me press that down. And there we go. Very pretty. And here's the other one I showed you. So a little bit different, but the same layout. So now we need to vote. Which one? Right or left? Which is your favorite? Right or left? This one has more purple. This one has more of the coral color. I don't know which one I like better. I usually like purple, but I do kind of like this. I do kind of like this flower. Oh, Patty says the left. Okay, Patty, I think you and I are in agreement there with that one. Okay, let's look at the ones from the beginning of the live. So this was the first one I showed you, and this is the one we made. So again, we've got Team Purple and Team Coral. I don't know, on this one I think I like the purple one better. I don't know why. I know if I come back tomorrow and look at it, I would probably change my mind. But for the moment, I think I like this one better. Yep, Patty, you're in sync. You and I are in sync today. This one and this one, yes. So yeah, let's talk about easy cards, super easy cards. If you have some cardstock and some paper and one stamp, you can do this. There's nothing about this that's hard. And you could cut a bunch of things and make a bunch of cards in a very short time. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming on with me and spending a little bit of time on your Sunday afternoon. And there go the dogs again. I did want to remind you guys that Tuesday, so today is Sunday, so on Tuesday this week at 6 in the evening, that's Pacific time, we will be doing mystery stamping. So that's a fun time. I know Taja's going to be there. Oh, hi, Patty, that's cute. Patty's saying hi to my dog. Yes, that is Allie, that's right. So yeah, mystery stamping Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And if that's something you're interested in, I do have an event posted on the Facebook page, so you can RSVP there. Clue number 1 is already listed for you there. If you have any questions or if you want to join us, be sure and let me know so I can send you the Zoom link and you'll be ready to go. Yes, Taja, I know, your favorite. Everybody loves mystery stamping. All right, thanks again for stopping in, and I hope that you go and make something now. Make something beautiful. All right, talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.